And those people are considered Caucasoid. They're considered Caucasian. Not all of them now, because some of them mixed with black because of what happened in the slave. Because it was a lot of black people that were sent to India to become slaves. All right, and a lot of them started mixing. But the ones who the native ones that lived there in India, those are considered Caucasians. Like they call them dirty whites. All right, because their skin is a little bit tan. All right, a little bit darker. But they still got the same characteristics as people that live in fucking Germany. And the characteristics are long noses, small lips, straight hair. That's what makes them Caucasoid. Right? So you gotta know your facts. It's like Negroid, which a lot of black folks don't like to hear, and I understand because that term is close to the word Negro, so I understand that people don't like that term. There's another term for it. It's called Congoloid. So you don't want to say Negroid, it's Congoloid. All right? And Congoloid people, who usually native to sub-Saharan Africa, have these characteristics. It's usually kinky hair, wider noses, and bigger lips, and dark skin. And even all of those Congoloids in Native Africa are not. You don't have different characteristics. Because there's black Africans right now that you go in the tribes in Africa who basically have reddish type of skin. There's some that have skin that's more bluish, black. Then there's some that have that's a little lighter. Then there's some that's real dark. Even their eyes look kind of different. You got a group in South Africa who Caucasian who could pass for a Chinese person, but they black. And they live in South Africa. I mean, Nelson Mandela, prime example, he was a Caucasian. But what makes them of our race is, Congoloid is basically, is the kinky hair, the lips, and the nose. You got to get your facts straight, man, when it comes to race and nationality. When it comes to race and continents, man. Because it seems like a lot of y'all don't. A lot of y'all been tricked by the American media to believe that a certain continent belongs to a certain people group of people that look the same, and it's not the truth. All right. All right. The continents do not, the land mass in the world, the continents did not make your race. What made your race was the climate. The climate is what made what you are, not the land. Because I tell people that if Africa was set where Europe is set now, all those people will be fucking light skinned and be white. They won't be dark. They'll be light skinned. But Africa is set, and in certain parts of Africa is set in a hot climate. That's why the people that evolved there stay dark. But there's parts of Africa that gets cold, like North Africa and like South Africa. That's why you see Caucasian people, they're a little bit lighter. They're a little bit lighter than the people that live in West Africa. And then you got North Africans who basically in a different race. See, a lot of people don't realize that, and that when the Congoloid, aka Negroid race was exploding, you know what I mean, and people started, multiplying in that point in Sub-Saharan Africa. A lot of them never went past the Sahara Desert. So the North Africa was basically almost empty, and a lot of people who became Caucasoid, who left out of Africa and became Caucasoid in the Middle East and everything, and Europe came into North Africa and set and fill those niches. And that's the reason why you have a lot of the Berbers who live there. The Berbers are native to North Africa, and they're not black. they came back 8,000 years ago, came back into Africa, into North Africa, and set up shop there because the people of the Congoloid race, which is black people, wasn't passing Sahara Desert. They were just going west, east, and South Africa. That's all it was going. So North Africa was basically empty into the people that left out of Africa 70,000 years ago came back into Africa, some of them from the Middle East 40,000 years ago, and set up shop there. And that's where we got Berbers and Egyptians and all these people. That's how we got these people in North Africa. Yeah, did the Arabs invade it later on? Yes, they did. Did some of the Europeans invade it later on? Yes, they did. Because you got a group that consider themselves Berbers who basically are a white European descent that live in a certain part of Africa. So I know that happened too. But the majority of the Berbers are native to North Africa and they're not black. It's already been proven. Because like I said, black folks, when the Bantu explosion was happening, when all the black folks from Central Africa started spreading to West Africa and South and South and the Horn on the East, they didn't go past the Sahara Desert. That's why they call them Sub-Saharan Africans. I mean, come on, use your common sense, right? Use your common sense. And just like with Europe, there's people that look like Chinese people that live in Northern Europe, Northeastern Europe. All right? And some of them started mixing with some of the Caucasians that was there. I mean, come on. That's the difference, man. The climate is what makes your race, not the fucking continents. It's the climate. People don't realize that. Why you think when the Atlantic slave trade was happening, why you think the Europeans wanted to go to Africa to get people captured, get people that was captured? Why do you think they did that? Because they know that those people can is better in hotter climate because of their skin color. Because South America is hot, most of it. Just like the Caribbean's hot. So what better place to go than to go to West Africa and pick up people there and take them to Central America and South America, right? And parts of North and parts of the United States, like the South, where they get hot. That's why they did that. Because the climate is hot in South America and Central America, the Caribbean. All right? So stop this nonsense. Stop thinking that the land is what makes you. It's not the land that makes you. It's the climate that makes you what you are. And like I said, if Africa was set where Europe is set now, those people in Africa now, all them dark-skinned people will be light-skinned, they'll be white. Because the climate is what makes your skin color, make your color you are, and make your genetics. All right? This is the same reason why when groups of people left out of what is now Africa and went into Australia, they stayed black. Because Australia is also hot. And those people are called Aborigines. And there's groups that's black in parts of Southeast Asia and in Asia, South Asia, because it's also hot. That's why you can go to some countries in Asia, South Asia, and you think you're in Africa. Because there's people that got here that's just like people in Africa. I mean, you're talking about because they Negroid. Kinky hair, dark skin, but they're not in Africa. They native to Asia. Because they in the same race. Just that they in Asia and not in Africa. That's the only difference. Basically, Congoloid Negroid people was evolved to absorb the sun because they got more melanin in their skin. That's why you can find black folks from Africa all the way to Australia and anywhere between in like South Asia. It has nothing to do with the land. But it seems like some people don't understand that. So some people, they've been tricked by the media to think they see a bunch of black people in Africa, or they see a bunch of white people in Europe, and they automatically think that the land is what makes them. And it's not. Because it's just a continent. Those are continents, and anybody can live there. So in turn, when I say that black people in America are not African, it's not because of the fact that I'm saying they're not black. I'm saying they're not African because they're not on the continent of Africa. They're on the continent of North America, and they hold no citizenship in Africa. All right? There are people of European descent, white people of European descent that's in Africa right now and have citizenship over there. And one in any of those countries. All right? Those are looked upon as African. Charlize Theron, she's an actress. She was born in South Africa, raised there. She considered an African because she has citizenship in South Africa. When you look at when you look at her old ID pictures, it don't say Europe. It don't say England or whatever her ancestry was from. It says South Africa. Just like mine will say the state of New York, USA. It don't say West Africa. My ancestors came from there, yes. It don't say that. I'm a black person in America. It's that simple. Stop getting it twisted. Stop getting it twisted, folks. Learn something. It's like people ain't learning. It's like people are going by what the media tells them, not going by the facts. And a lot of people in America don't travel, including a lot of black folks. They don't travel. A lot of them don't even travel out of their own state. But they think they know more about Africa than Africans. And like, what? Just because your ancestors came from over there, you think you know everything about Africa? No, you don't. I don't even know a bunch about Africa, but I've been studying that shit, and I've been learning that it's just nothing but a fucking continent, or nothing but a landmass. That's what I've been learning. And the same thing with Europe, and the same thing with all the other continents. It's nothing but a landmass. It don't make you as a person. It's not a landmass. It's what the climate that's under it is over it is what makes you what you are. It's what makes your genes. So you gotta learn something, man. Learn something. All right. We born in America, you're an American citizen. It's that simple. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. All right. I don't care if your ancestors came from China. If you're born in America, you're American because you hold no citizenship in China. None. Just because the native people look like you, which is Mongoloid, don't make you a Chinese person. Chinese descent, yes, because your ancestors came from China, but you ain't no Chinese. As far as I'm concerned, you're American. Because if your ass go over there as a so-called Chinese person, I guarantee you ain't gonna be able to live there without citizenship papers. So that's dead right there. All right. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that we need to learn. We gotta do better. Got to do better in the way we teach each other. You know what I mean? And I understand. And then you got some people saying, well, that term Negroid was invented by not invented by us. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, and the term Africa wasn't invented by us either. Nor was the continents. The continents wasn't invented by us. People in Western Africa and what is now Africa wasn't even going by the fucking continent. They was living by whatever they live at on that part of that continent. It's when later on it became continents. Right? So that's a bunch of hogwash. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I keep bringing it up, because these people online, they kills me. It's like they think they know everything, and they don't know a lot of stuff. They're not even reading. They just going by what the media shows them.